Welcome to AfriFreedom, your trusted voice for African news and geopolitics. If you're ready for bold analysis from an African perspective, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss stories that challenge the status quo. Stay tuned, because what Burkina Faso's leader said to President Macron might just mark a turning point in Africa's fight for sovereignty. Disclaimer. The content presented in this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is based on publicly available data, social media reports, and independent analysis. While we strive for accuracy and objectivity, some reports or interpretations may not be officially confirmed. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of any government or institution, and viewers are encouraged to critically assess the information and seek additional sources where necessary. If you find our content insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to AfriFreedom for more updates on Africa's journey towards sovereignty and self-determination. Recently, a video began circulating online capturing what appears to be a bold and telling exchange between French President Emmanuel Macron and Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the interim leader of Burkina Faso. In the video, Macron is said to have approached Traoré with a proposal that seemed diplomatic on the surface: "Let's strengthen our friendship and establish military bases in Burkina Faso." Traoré's reported response was as sharp as it was symbolic: "You're already friends with the USA, Britain, Brazil, and Canada. Do you have military bases in those countries as well?" This question, subtle in tone but powerful in implication, speaks volumes about the changing dynamics of power and perception in Africa. It challenges not just France's motives, but the broader principle of military presence as a marker of friendship. It suggests that true partnerships don't rely on troops and guns but on respect, equality, and mutual interest. To understand the weight of Traoré's words, we must step back and look at the long history of France's military involvement on the continent. Since the colonial era, France has maintained a web of military bases across West and Central Africa. While these bases have often been justified as part of counterterrorism operations or regional security efforts, many Africans have grown skeptical. Are these military installations really about helping African nations, or do they primarily serve to protect France's economic and political interests? This skepticism has been growing stronger in recent years. Burkina Faso, under Traoré's leadership, terminated its military agreement with France in early 2023, prompting the withdrawal of about 400 French special forces stationed in the country. Mali did the same. Niger followed. And just recently, Ivory Coast also announced the end of its military cooperation with France. So what's driving this wave of pushback? Captain Ibrahim Traoré represents a new generation of African leaders who are questioning old paradigms and calling for a re-evaluation of their country's foreign alliances. Since taking power in 2022, Traoré has made sovereignty and self-determination the cornerstone of his administration's agenda. He has pushed for more control over Burkina Faso's vast natural resources, especially gold, and has made clear moves to diversify the country's international partnerships. We are seeing increasing diplomatic engagement between Burkina Faso and countries like Russia, Turkey, and China, all of which are positioning themselves as alternatives to the West's traditional dominance on the continent. This pivot reflects a broader continental trend, as more African nations reassess the cost-benefit of their relationships with former colonial powers. But the conversation doesn't end there. Another viral video surfaced around the same time as the Macron-Traoré clip, this one showing a group of young Burkinabe citizens protesting against any new foreign military presence. In yet another video, soldiers were seen raising national flags and reaffirming their commitment to protect their country without outside interference. This wave of media is not just about Traoré or Burkina Faso, it's about the larger African consciousness that is shifting. Young people across the continent are asking hard questions. Why is it that foreign militaries so often occupy African soil in the name of peacekeeping? If these military alliances truly promote stability, why have so many regions remained mired in conflict? What does real independence look like in the 21st century? Let's not forget that France maintains few, if any, military bases in its closest Western allies, countries it also claims as friends. So why the insistence on maintaining them in Africa? What Traoré's question implies is something many Africans are starting to vocalize: friendship cannot come at the price of sovereignty. And foreign military presence, no matter how well-intentioned it may be framed, inherently challenges the notion of full independence. There's a growing belief among African youth and leaders that the time has come to build strong, self-reliant security institutions within African nations. This means investing in their own armed forces, intelligence networks, and regional defense coalitions, like the G5 Sahel or the African Standby Force. The goal isn't to reject international cooperation altogether, but to redefine the terms of that cooperation. Now more than ever, Africa is at a crossroads. Will it continue to follow a path laid out by external powers, or will it chart a new course that centers African voices, African interests, and African leadership? As always, we turn it over to you, our AfriFreedom community. What do you think of Captain Traoré's response? Was it a justified stance for sovereignty, or a missed opportunity for diplomatic engagement? Should African nations allow foreign military bases in exchange for security assistance, or is it time for a fully independent defense structure built by Africans, for Africans? Let us know in the comments below. Your voice matters. Thank you for joining us on AfriFreedom. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content exploring Africa's evolving geopolitical landscape.